Hey guys, Jessica here. Just want to let you know that there are spoilers for Percy Jackson the Lightning Thief, explicit language, and some adult themes in this episode. To find more information, you can look at the show notes or go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Wine Social Podcast. One more exciting announcement. You can now find us on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. If you want clickable links, you can find those on our Facebook page as well. Thanks, and enjoy the episode. Hello, welcome back to the Wine Social Podcast. I'm Jessica.
I'm Alex.
And this week we are talking about chapters 7 through 11 of Percy Jackson Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Alright, so last week we stopped at chapter 6 where Clarice got sprayed in the face by Percy accidentally. Not really on purpose, I don't think. But then again, it was self-defense.
It just happened.
And so the first thing I have written down about chapter 7 is OMG, half human and half what? Really, Percy? And so the first thing I have written down about chapter 7 is OMG, half human and half what? Really, Percy? Can you be any more rude? That is so rude. I don't even know, my note doesn't say what he was talking about. I have no idea what he was talking about here, but that just sounds rude.
That just sounds rude.
Do you see what in the book it's talking about? What is it talking about?
I think he's talking about he doesn't know what he is.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't realize that he's a demigod. So he's still just stupid. Got it. Okay.
But
so at least he wasn't asking someone half human and half what?
What are you? You're half human and half what?
That sounds so bad. And that's what I thought I meant when I wrote that down, because that's so mean.
I love that he says he's become one with the plumbing, and he knows he did it. He knows it was him. Because he says he became one with the plumbing. He knows it was him. But
yet he still doesn't realize that he's a demigod.
What mortal human can be one with the plumbing?
Oh, she did quotes right there, guys. They can't see you, Alex.
I know, but you can, so it just helps.
So Annabeth calls him sexist in this little part here because
the gods.
Yeah.
He asked who her father was.
Right. And she calls him sexist for that. And I found it really funny because,
it's
almost her
true.
next sentence is, if you're a child of Aphrodite or Demeter, you're probably not a real powerful force. Now he's being sexist.
Right?
That's terrible.
The goddess of love and freaking dang.
And basically, almost Mother Earth. Demeter is almost Mother Earth. Not quite, because there's another, Titan or whatever.
Yeah, but still.
Still, holy crap. And so then we find out that you can't leave the camp without permission. Interesting. Because, are they hostages then? They're not allowed to leave?
Yeah, and then, how do you get permission to leave for the school year?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because they have to get permission to leave, but...
During the summer, but, what if I just didn't want to fucking be there anymore? I don't like you people, let me leave.
No, you can't leave, you're not allowed.
What? This is literally illegal.
Basically, you're holding 12-year-olds.
How are you going to call the cops?
You can't use cell phones.
Well, not only that, they can't see where the place is.
This is true. It's a strawberry field. From what they can see, you're being held hostage by strawberries.
Yay! And before we found out that the gods were in the U.S., but in this chapter we found out that Olympus is in the Empire State Building. Which, okay.
Oh, that just makes me want to go visit it even more.
I don't think we can get there, Veronica. I mean, I don't think I can get there, Alex.
Yeah, I know, but it'd be kind of cool. Maybe we can. Maybe they're misting us.
Or no, maybe we're demigods. And we're just really, really weak Aphrodite and Demeter demigods.
Damn. It could happen. At least I can live in the mortal world. Maybe that's not a great thing, but I'd rather not be fighting demons all the time.
I don't know. I kind of feel like we're fighting demons already anyway.
This is true. Real life has their demons.
No, that's not so metaphorical. I just meant people suck.
Oh, well, that too. Yeah, I guess that works too. I'm all getting metaphorical on you people. Sorry.
And then I said, Luke has daddy issues.
Extremely, yes. Extremely, yes.
So Luke is very obviously not happy with his father. And also there's apparently 20 people living in the Hermes cabin that either are sons of Hermes or
never got found. Never got
claimed.
Yeah.
Which, dang.
How sad.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like, how do you all fit in there?
Yeah, like, that must be a huge fucking cabin. I hope so. Gosh, I don't want to be on top of people there.
I mean, Percy said he found a tight spot on the floor.
Oh, damn. So there isn't enough room for everybody.
No.
Why don't they make it bigger? It's the patron saint of travelers. Like, what the fuck?
Because they weren't expecting that many people to stay there.
I guess. And then,
even Percy says it in the beginning. How come I'm in here? I can go be in there. There's no people in there.
Right? And then they go to dinner, and they are required to make a food offering to the gods. And I'm wondering if everyone's offering smells good like Percy's, because he said that it like made him feel welcome and at home, basically, and that it smelled so good. But I mean, as we found out later,
Luke?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Luke doesn't like his dad as much. At least we know that he's got some issues with his father.
Right.
So is it like how he feels like the
Or
Ambrosa?
what about the other people that haven't been claimed? Like,
yeah.
Does that smell good to them, or does it just smell like burning food?
Yeah, or like the Ambrosa, it's supposed to taste like something you
Ambrosia.
like. Yeah, I can't pronounce that either. But, you know, it's supposed to like taste good or something, and it said he tasted, the blue cookies that his mom made.
Right. So I'm just wondering,
does that taste the same too?
Parents don't favor their children. Does it just smell like burning food, or if they make the offering, but it's kind of like, I guess because I have to.
I'm sure a lot of them feel that way, but I don't know how it would make them feel.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I know that he didn't know who his parent was at the time.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, as we found out later, he obviously
favors his only kid.
Yeah.
Well, his only kid.
Well, it's not his only kid, more than likely. But he favors him.
Yeah. He's the only one that survived so far.
Yeah, that's true. And then Mr. D does some sort of speech where he calls Percy Peter Johnson, which I thought was so fucking hilarious. I love Mr. D.
He's an asshole.
Oh, but he's so great!
I know, but like...
Because he's being punished and he hates it. And he can't even drink wine anymore.
I know. This one goes out for you, Mr. D.
Alright, so chapter 8. What's the name of the chapter? They should probably
We capture a flag.
We capture a flag. Oh, okay. That's really straight and to the point, isn't it?
It usually is.
This chapter is super long, and there's so much that happens in this chapter. I thought that it could have been split up into a couple, to be honest.
Yeah, but...
Because there's definitely different sections. So, first, he
is learning how to read.
Is that
in a sense.
Oh, is that what it's doing in the first part? Because that's not what I wrote down first.
Oh, well, the first thing it says is basically he's learning ancient Greek. He's learning to read and understand ancient Greek, which
okay.
isn't that hard for him, apparently.
Because of his dyslexia, which makes no sense, but sure, okay.
He's hardwired to read ancient Greek,
Yeah.
not English, apparently. I really wish it were that easy for me to read ancient Greek. That'd be great.
So, the first note I have is, haha, Luke beat him up.
Yeah, that too.
So he gets the snot beat out of him by Luke. And then he makes this comment, let's all watch Percy get pounded. Phrasing! Percy! Phrasing! That is no... You're 12! You don't say that! People would make fun of you for saying that even then. I don't care. That is not the way you say that.
Is that what he said? I thought he was pummeled.
I'm pretty sure... Does it say pummeled in yours?
I don't...
Mine said pounded, but I also have the Kindle version, so...
This is true. I'm trying to find it. Hold up. Oh, no, it says pounded. Okay, then. I always read it as pummeled, you idiot, because I didn't want to read it that way.
And so, after this, Percy splashes water on his face and he feels instantly better because, foreshadowing is not a thing.
Right.
And Percy ends up getting the better of Luke and disarming him. And I was actually really impressed because Luke didn't get pissed or embarrassed or anything. He congratulated him.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting because Luke is like, the broody, oh my god guy,
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought that was interesting. I was expecting, because I know I've read this before, but I don't remember everything.
Yeah, and even still, no matter how many times I read this, I would have been like, oh, wait. Like, you're saying congratulations to me? Like, do that again? Like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like,
You're supposed to be yeah.
to get angry that this new kid bested me. And, the second time we sparred.
Yeah.
So, I thought
I didn't think you'd learn that quick. My thing is, okay, so Percy Jackson pours water on himself and feels instantly better. So how come in every battle he doesn't just carry around a damn water bottle?
I didn't think of that, but that's a good point.
He just
needs a water bottle.
Throws water on his face, he's fine. But no, he needs the entire ocean after that.
I think it's the river in this chapter.
Oh,
river, lake? I don't know.
It's a pond.
Is it a pond?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
In the movie, it was a pond. I know.
Fuck the movie. Alright, so then my next note is Grover. Don't be so emo.
Don't be so... Wait.
Because, he's talking about how he wants to get his searcher's license, but it'll never happen. Oh my god, shut up.
Oh, he's being a whiny teenager.
Yeah, basically. I don't like those.
He's going through an emo phase.
I don't like those. That means I don't like you, which is okay.
Hair flip.
And then, so I think they talk about Thalia, right? At this point, the reason why he was not able to get his searcher's license?
Oh, yeah, he doesn't say, I don't think he says her name or exactly.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
I thought.
I don't know.
Maybe? Yeah, Thalia. Yeah, okay, so they mentioned Thalia's name and how Thalia is Zeus's kid and he broke the pact, which it's ridiculous that Zeus pissed off that, oh wait, we don't have that yet. Never mind. We're not there yet.
Just ignore her.
Anyways,
jump everywhere.
Right? So, Thalia is Zeus's kid, and that...
and that was Grover's first, quote, mission.
Yeah.
To save her, and it didn't work.
Yeah. So, basically, because she is the daughter of the all-powerful
Big three.
god of King of the Gods.
One of the big three.
Yes. They sent tons of monsters after her to try and kill her because, it's her fault that she exists.
Basically. And I think Percy says something about that later on.
Yeah. And at the end, basically, she was about to die, and then Zeus, quote-unquote, took pity on her and
Yeah,
turned her into
okay.
a pine tree.
Yeah, okay, because that's the way to take pity on someone. You're all powerful, and the best you got is turning into a pine tree.
Well, I mean, considering that Zeus in actual mythology has raped basically every person, I mean, it really probably is not her fault that she's alive, because he probably raped her mother anyway. So my note about this part is, nice to see the gods haven't changed. Take out your frustrations on innocent people. Because, you know, again, like I said,
why not?
It's Thalia's fault for existing. Because she had control of them.
And like I said, Percy says something about that too, where he said that it wasn't her fault. It wasn't the little girl's fault. It wasn't her fault that she had to die that way.
Right. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And then
I completely agree.
Yeah. And then he mentioned something to Grover about the underworld. I made a note saying, Percy, nothing good comes from trying to save people from the underworld.
Oh, yeah, because he wants to save his mom.
Yeah. Like, there is that one story, I forgot what the person's name is, where I think it might be in this part, actually, because of it, but, where he tries to go and save his girlfriend, wife, whatever it is, and he gets to the underworld, and it agrees with Hades to, that he can lead her out, but the only thing is that he cannot look back until she is fully out of the underworld and in the sun. And he leads her out without looking at her the entire way until the very end when he's fully in the sun. He gets excited, turns back, but she wasn't. And so she had to stay in the underworld.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what I was thinking of when I was like, nothing good comes from trying to save people from the underworld. Capture the flag!
Woo!
And, so the teams are,
Athena and Ares.
they're the two separate teams.
Yes.
And then Athena has Hermes and someone else. They only had, they only partnered with two other cabins. And then Ares had everybody else.
Yeah, I know. Which kind of irritated me.
I mean, they got to pick their own people that they wanted to be aligned with.
Hermes. Athena, had Apollo and Hermes.
Oh, Apollo. That was the other one. Because no, I said Hermes.
Okay, Apollo and Hermes, and then
Clarice had everyone else.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you think about it, Ares had the, quote, Annabeth, weaker, powered demigods.
Oh, yeah, because I had Demeter
Aphrodite. If we're going off of what Annabeth is saying.
Yeah. So, Annabeth claims they have a plan, but they don't tell Percy what that plan is, and they basically just set him out. Like, go have fun! Woohoo! Here's a shield.
To the wolf.
Here's a shield and a sword. Go do it.
Yeah, basically.
And so Clarice finds Percy with her crew, and they start fighting. And Clarice's spear is electric, and so she hits him with her electric spear.
Doesn't stab him, just hits him.
Yeah, well, right? Because she just shocks him, right? And then she knocked him into the water, and so he got strong, and then broke her fucking spear, because fuck her.
Basically.
And so they're fighting, and then all of a sudden, someone comes running past with the flag. I think it's Luke, right?
It's Luke.
Yeah. So Luke comes running past with the flag, and Clarice is like, oh my god, it was a trick! I'm like, well, no shit, Sherlock, you're a dumbass.
Like, how did you not notice that the first time?
And so Annabeth, very cleverly, because she's Athena's child, used Clarice's hatred of Percy against her. So there. Because she's an idiot.
Well, I'd kind of hate him too if he sprayed me with toilet water.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the only reason that happened was because you were trying to stick his head into the toilet in the first place.
This is true. Maybe I wouldn't be as mad. I'd be pissed, but I wouldn't.
And then, after this happens, and they win the capture the flag, because as the chapter said, we capture a flag.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Actually, Annabeth is, Percy steps out of the water and automatically feels weakened again.
Oh, yeah.
So Annabeth tells him to go back into the water, and he's healed again.
Yeah.
So she tells...
But not only that, his cut is gone.
Yeah.
So he heals super fast when he's in water.
And she tells Chiron to look, but when they all look, he's got a greenish symbol above him.
Which, of course, claims him as
Poseidon's kid.
Yes. Because, like I said before, foreshadowing is not a thing.
It doesn't say Poseidon's kid, but it's got a picture of a trident. Who else has a trident?
And then, out of left field, a fucking hellhound jumps on top of him. Like, I don't know where that came from or why it happened. And apparently, it had to be summoned by someone in the camp. Like, they just can't appear.
Mm-hmm.
So, that happened. And someone really fucking hates Percy, I guess.
Yeah, well, wouldn't surprise me. I'd hate it.
Oh, that happened before the claiming, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The claiming it was the very last thing. I forgot about the hellhound.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then I guess that was when he got healed, and then Poseidon claimed him. And I said, well, Poseidon is his father. Well, no shit.
I thought Hades was going to be his father. I was so shocked.
Oh, no. I'm a dumbass. You're being sarcastic. And then I said, damn, a lot happened in this chapter.
Yeah.
Because, holy crap, that was a lot.
Hey, guess what? I'm offered a quest.
Oh, is that the name of chapter 9? Oh.
I'm offered a quest, guys. I'm off.
Alright, so, okay, like Alex said, chapter 9. So, he is now in cabin 3. Because that is Poseidon's cabin.
Which is the cabin he tried to go into towards the first few chapters in the book, and they told him, don't do that.
Yeah, which, because foreshadowing, again, is not a thing.
Because he could have opened any of those doors, but no. No.
And then someone's being super mean to him, and people apparently don't want to train with him, because of something that he still gets with Annabeth and, learns, but...
I think they're scared to fight him.
Yeah.
I think it's more they're scared to fight Son of the Big Three, because they don't know how powerful he truly is.
Or if his father will come and smite them.
Yeah. That none of them are nearly as powerful parents as the Big Three.
Yeah. And then...
But he's miserable with this.
Yeah. And then on top of that, someone left a newspaper in his cabin about how his mom and him are missing. And it's a picture of Gabe in the newspaper talking about how it's probably Percy's fault. Because Gabe is a fucking asshole. And I said, get bent, Gabe.
Goodness.
Which, I don't know if you even know what get bent means. Is that a thing still?
No.
Oh, that means fuck off.
I kind of figured, but no, it's not a thing.
And then he also has this intense, weird dream.
And a voice so deep and evil it turned his blood to ice says, "Come down, little hero, come down."
Oh, that's not ominous at all.
No, not at all. And he woke up sure he was falling.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, so that's super intense and weird. And then after this dream, he gets, Grover comes up and says that Mr. D wants to see him and is all nervous. And I have a note here saying Grover is terrible at not causing anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, he made me anxious reading it.
Yeah, Yeah, because this isn't horrible to wake up to. He wants to kill... I mean, I'd better let him tell you.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
I just woke up from a really creepy-ass dream, and something
people
wants to kill.
Like, and I'm assuming you was at the end of that?
I'm assuming they want to kill me, as everything else has been wanting to do.
And then, so he goes up, and they're playing Pinochle? What the fuck is Pinochle? Apparently, Mr. D wanted to make Percy spontaneously combust. And Chiron says, spontaneous combustion is a form of harm, Mr. D. Oh, it's so great. And so Mr. D leaves because he's gonna go to the council, I guess, of the gods. And Chiron tells Percy that he has a quest if he chooses. But if he doesn't choose, he's basically dead, so he kind of has to choose.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he had much of a choice to begin with. He was just being polite by saying you have a choice.
Yeah. And so Chiron tells Percy that Zeus lost his lightning bolt. And then Percy laughs at it. Why would you laugh at the king of the gods? His lightning bolt.
Okay, but again, he's 12 and has thought that thunder was just, a natural thing the entire time. You would laugh too if somebody told you that,
Not if my centaur teacher was sitting in front of me.
After you got claimed by Poseidon. This is true. Especially if you knew the Greek mythology behind everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he obviously does, because he brings up his knowledge of Greek mythology quite often. Yeah.
Well, that was the only subject he was good at in Yancey Academy.
Yeah. And then Percy also calls Zeus crazy.
Oh, because that's not going to get him pissed off and killed.
Yeah. And so Chiron sends him up to the Oracle, which is apparently a mummy, in the top floor of the house, big house. Is that what they call it? The big house?
Yeah, but it's in the attic.
Oh, yeah.
Because he thought he saw something move earlier because foreshadow is not a thing.
Yeah. So Percy gets this prophecy.
I'd like to say something though. I just love that Grover says that they don't use the C word to describe the Lord of the Sky, and Percy's like, "Oh, excuse me, paranoid."
Yeah, because that's better.
Because that makes it better.
So Percy goes up to the Oracle and gets the prophecy. If you would read the prophecy, I didn't write it down.
You shall go to the west and face the god who is turned. You shall find what was stolen and see it safely returned. You shall be betrayed by the one who calls you a friend, and you shall fail to save what matters most in the end. So
that's ominous. And then he goes back down and tells Chiron half of it. And then he lies. Because secrets have been so helpful thus far.
The entire time, yeah.
Yes. So that's fun.
Well, but he's also terrified. Like, what friend is going to betray him? Like, he doesn't understand what he's supposed to be doing mostly.
And I get that, but Chiron
is the teacher that you're supposed to be trusting.
Yes.
Now I get it if it were Annabeth.
Yeah, or anyone else. Even Grover.
Or consider a friend. Yeah.
But Chiron is a mentor through and through. Like, in every single story.
He's not a friend.
Right, exactly. And so, Chiron's like, okay, so you have to go on this quest. And for Grover, really, really wanting a quest so that he can get his searcher's license, he is being a big-ass coward. Alright, so that is... and then they add Annabeth because she was in her invisible baseball cap.
Oh, yes, because that's a thing.
Yeah. I
love the seaweed brain thing. It's great.
So the quest, people are Percy, Grover, and Annabeth.
The Three Musketeers, in a way.
I guess. Alright, so chapter 10.
I ruin a perfectly good bus.
So this one, they're given $100 for 9 days. I don't even know if that's each or just...
To split?
Yeah.
I would hope it was just to split.
No, I hope not.
Yeah, no.
That's a very little amount of money.
This is true.
For traveling literally across the United States.
This is true. And even for, like, the gas. Even the gas going as far as
and
they
then
were.
Food! They have to eat! Just because they're demigods doesn't mean that they don't eat.
Oh, but I thought that was a perk. You could just starve.
No!
Why not?
So I put, Chiron doesn't know how much stuff in the real world costs, does he? Also, it says that they loaned it to him. How the fuck is he supposed to pay that back?
For real.
Luke gives him Hermes shoes.
Flying shoes.
And tells him to wear them.
When he needs them.
Yeah. And then he thinks that is a terrible idea because of Zeus.
So he gives them to Grover.
Yes. And Grover proceeds to fall on his face, basically, I think.
Pretty much.
And then Percy starts making fun of Annabeth for having a crush on Luke. Because, he doesn't have a crush on Annabeth at all. Or a man crush on Luke. He totally has a man crush on Luke. Like...
Come on, everyone had a crush on Luke.
That is true.
Luke was the pretty boy of the entire place.
He was a Scar.
He was supposed to be.
Yeah.
The Scar made him more attractive in that camp.
Yeah. As I was writing this stuff down, I realized that he's going on this quest after he's only been there for like a week.
And Annabeth has been there since she was 7 and never got this.
Well, not only that, but...
They couldn't have given him more time to, settle in.
Exactly. Like, he just got there. As far as he knows, his mom is dead.
He's still, figuring out what he's supposed to be doing.
He had one activity that included fighting.
And I think that was the day before he went on the quest, because as soon as he found out he was the son of Poseidon, he left. They basically pushed him out and said, go.
Yeah, so,
Like, I don't understand.
And so why isn't he freaking out more?
Yeah. No, and then he says something about his pen. His sword.
Uh-huh.
Where he's basically... He didn't understand why Chiron threw the pen at him. And he said, maybe it wasn't a dream. Maybe if I do take the top off, that it is really a sword. And he took the top off and it turned into Riptide.
Ah, yeah.
But it was super exciting when they named the sword finally.
Oh, yeah.
It was super exciting for me because I love the sword. Every time I see a cat pen now, I open it hoping it's Riptide.
That's funny.
But it's not, usually.
Alright, and so Annabeth is like talking about how their mother and father hate each other because, and this is the story she gives, and one time my mom caught Poseidon with his girlfriend in Athena's temple. I mean, ish? I'm pretty sure that,
They had a rivalry going on before.
well, no, it wasn't that. They had a rivalry going on. Because all of us gods have rivalries between each other.
This is
true. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't a girlfriend. I'm pretty sure Poseidon was raping her and forced her to have sex with him in her temple.
Probably.
And then, the person was turned into Medusa. That's what this myth is that she's talking about.
Oh, the beautiful girl.
Yeah, that gets turned into ugly because... and so I said, also, hugely disrespectful is turning the person that was raped into Medusa. Because what the fuck? Again, God's taking out their frustrations on innocent people.
Well, they can't do it to other gods. There's no point. It's not going to last long.
Yeah.
I still don't agree with it, but maybe that's their point of view.
Yeah. That sucks, though. But anyways, so this is where we find out that Percy's mom married Gabe to mask Percy's demigod scent.
Because he stunk so bad, Smelly Gabe.
Yeah.
We're looking at you, Smelly Gabe.
And so, like I said in the last one, I had such a huge problem with this, and we actually talked about it before it was revealed. Whoopsies.
Oops.
But I had such a big problem with this because she knew like, when he was going to the place, she kept talking about a place that he could go, but she was being selfish and didn't want to
leave
him there. So
because she thought he would never come back.
Instead of telling him who he was and taking him to a place where he would be relatively safe,
safer.
She kept him
with an asshole who
abused the shit out of both of them.
I was gonna say probably beat both of them.
Yeah,
regularly.
So, and then I made a comment of, I see she took lessons from Dumbledore because I also have that issue with Dumbledore. So while they're waiting for the bus, they start playing hacky sack with an apple. Do you even know what a hacky sack is?
No, it just sounds bad.
So basically, hacky sack is this little, like, knitted round. Yeah, it's a sack, and it's kind of filled with, like, the Beanie Beans type stuff.
Okay.
And punk skater kids in school would kick it back and forth, and it's called hacky sack, and they used to do tricks with it.
Oh, okay, I do know what you're talking about. It's like a ball that they used to kick, a knitted ball-looking thing.
Yes.
I do know what you're talking about because a lot of, when I was going through my emo phase, a lot of my friends had them.
Yeah, exactly. So, they played hacky sack with an apple, which isn't possible. Because the apple would just break apart.
This is true.
But then, it doesn't matter because they let the apple get too close to Grover's face and he ate it. What the fuck?
He just ate it midair and went, oh, nom, 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 nom.
So they're on the boat. The fuck? They're on the bus.
They're on the boat, huh?
Yes, they're on
already.
They're on the bus, and they realize that all three of the Furies, including Mrs. Dodds, which was killed in the first chapter, are on the bus as well.
Yes.
And so they start fighting, and Percy jumps in because Annabeth and Grover are about to be killed because he runs away because they're actually after him. And he jumps in to save Annabeth and Grover, and he screams, "Eat my pants!" Because apparently he's Bart Simpson. They run off the bus, and it explodes.
Yep.
But the Furies aren't dead somehow, so they continue coming off after them, and so they run away. And then that is the end of chapter 10. So the next chapter is...
We visit the Garden Gnome Imperium.
Which is the Medusa chapter, because again, foreshadowing is not a thing.
No, not at all.
So, they're running away from the bus explosion. And
now they're traveling on foot because there's not really... Oh, wait, no, they're waiting for the bus to get fixed.
No, it exploded.
Oh, that's right.
Run away.
That's right.
And they don't have any other shit anymore because it was on the bus when it exploded.
That's right. I was thinking of something else.
And so Annabeth is super fucking rude and said
that is
basically pissed off that he came back for them because him dying would end the quest. She didn't give a fuck that he was about to die or that Grover was about to die or she was about to die. She was mad that the quest
would have ended and she would have had to go back.
Yeah. So,
which was nice of her.
Annabeth.
Which was so nice of her because, you know, I had to save your happy ass.
And so they go to this emporium. They smell hamburgers.
Double cheeseburgers.
But
it's not actually...
No. But Grover also smells monsters.
Yeah. And Grover has a keen sense, a lot stronger than the other two.
Yeah.
They should have listened to him, but food overruled everything.
Because, yeah, I guess. and so they sit down to eat.
My thing is, you know, Percy's right. They really should have realized that it was something wrong. Because she says Annabeth's name, and they never introduced themselves by name.
No, they didn't.
because they weren't going to. They weren't planning on it.
Right.
But
but to the response of Percy telling Auntie M, which I thought was kind of funny because of Auntie M.
Oh my god, I thought the same thing.
She says, your head is full of kelp, which is one of the best insults I've ever heard.
And it's funny because, your head is full of kelp, but,
so
seaweed brain.
Yeah, seaweed brain is good. But her head is full of kelp, too, because she doesn't freaking realize that this person hates her because of her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I said is, what the fuck, guys? This is all wrong. You should get the fuck out.
And even she had just started telling her about the story.
Yeah.
She started telling him about the story of why their parents hate each other.
Yeah.
It was the Medusa thing, and she didn't realize. Yeah. I guess food overrules everything. Except
I don't also being in trance, though, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what they were saying, was they were in a trance because he realized it was her. And when he realized it was Medusa, he still wanted to look up at her because of her beautiful voice.
Yeah. So you were talking about how Percy is like, how could I have been so stupid? Apparently I wrote the note, maybe because you are you, Percy.
Oh, well, I mean, that could be a reason, that's the thing.
And then Grover to the rescue because he flies in on his flying shoes and goes crashing through the entire fucking thing.
I always thought Grover was so adorable in his, geeky way because he's terrified and everything, but he's trying, and it's so cute. It's adorable.
And then, so she gets hit in the head with a branch or something. Grover hits her in the head with something.
Oh, yeah.
And knocks her down. And he goes, hey guys, I think she's unconscious. And then she roars. And he goes, maybe not. The best. The absolute best.
It's great.
So, at the end, though, Percy cuts her head off.
After Annabeth says that's what he has to do, and he complains about it for another 5 or so minutes. But, whatever. Whatever.
But the note I said is, ew! And then I quoted mega yuck. And I said, I concur.
I was going to say, I think they said that.
And then Percy gets this brilliant but terrible idea of sending Medusa's head to Olympus. Because that's a smart thing to do when the gods are already pissed off at you.
They're going to think you're pertinent.
Is that what it says?
But I am.
So that happens. And then that is the end of chapter 11.
So what did you think of this, this overpowerment of information and
I think
action?
I'm too fucking young for this.
Well, yes, but I do too. But I mean,
they're also a lot stronger than us. They have powers.
I was gonna say
they have powers, so
he has a sword.
That's
like a pen.
I can get a sword.
He can control water. Can you control water?
I cannot control. Well, I mean,
can you make the bathroom explode and splash your enemies?
I can if you really want me to, but I don't think it would be as cool as that.
And splash your enemies, not what you were talking about.
And Alex is thoroughly grossed out and wants to leave now.
I think I'm done now, guys. I think I'll leave you guys to it, and I'll see you next week.
Find us on Facebook. Just search the Wine Social Podcast, and we'll have pictures and notes.
Join us next week to go through chapters 12 through 17.